Property for 20 or 30 years, and the PUC is exploring selling it for development. And the things that I care about are faculty and staff housing, possibly housing for homeless students, and replacing our parking. Those are the things that are important to me. Or
what about the Creative Arts Center? I mean, if they build that, it's going to threaten that because they won't have parking for that.
it all needs to be worked out in negotiations.
Yeah, isn't the city already developing it? Working with the developers to privatize it? Don't they haven't already picked a developer?
They've picked a developer they're negotiating with.
And what's the position of you as a trustee on the board on that? Have you been consulted? Has the board been consulted about the privatization of the property?
The board has been briefed on the city's interest in selling it.
And what's the position of the board and you on that, on selling that property to developers?
The board has passed a resolution explaining all of our priorities.
I'm asking what your position is.
I'm supportive of the resolution we passed.
Which is?
Which is a resolution asking that any deal include housing for our faculty, for our staff. I would include homeless students in that. Asking that any deal include a replacement of parking or some kind of transportation measures that make up for the loss of parking if we lose parking.
But that's not in their plan, replacement of parking presently.
I think it is. I believe it is.
The developers said they're going to replace all the parking that would be lost by that?
I think they have made a proposal which includes replacement of some but not all parking.
Well, there's a lot of parking for not only the students but the staff.
They are starting a multi-year negotiation over what a deal looks like that will come before the PUC and the Board of Supervisors. My position on what that deal is will depend on how much it looks after City College's interests and whether I think the college is protected in that. And if it may have improvements for the college, like housing for our faculty.
You think Lee really is interested in San Francisco City College?
I don't think that this is actually going to get finished on Lee's watch. I think it's going to take.
You don't think the developers really are giving support for him, and they're developing all kinds of property in San Francisco? You don't believe that?
I don't believe. You're going to have to restate that question because
the developers are pushing for the development of a lot of public property, aren't they? Taking over public property.
I think developers are interested in developing land and looking for land.
For a profit, isn't that the case?
Private developers are trying to make a profit.
And that's a private developer that wants to take over that property, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So their purpose is not serving the college. Their purpose is making a profit on that, isn't it?
Exactly. And the only reason the college should support that project is if it benefits the college. And if the project benefits the college, then I'm going to support it. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to oppose it.
They consulted the union and the staff about how the lack of parking would affect them?
I think the developer was just selected in the last month or so. I don't think that
It has a PUC.
The PUC has done outreach. Well, the city's planning department has done outreach, has had community meetings. There have been, I think, several years of community meetings.
Have they consulted the unions about the effect on the staff?
I don't know.
You think that they should before they develop it?
Absolutely do.
They haven't.
Okay. Well, they should, and they need to do that.
You think it should go forward without consulting the union?
I don't think anything should go forward. I don't think it's in a position to go forward right now.
Well, they're pushing it ahead.
What are they pushing?
They're pushing to transfer it to developer.
And I feel like you want to have a fight here, but I don't think we disagree.
The question is, on the principle of the transfer of that property, you're saying it's okay to transfer it to a private developer. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that I am not in principle opposed to working with private developers to achieve public goods. I think it is sometimes possible to do that.
I thought you're representing the college, not just public goods.
Well, I think the college is a public good.
The college is different than just public good.
I'm going to call a timeout because I'm not sure where this is going.